guess I wrote down how I felt about B-Tech in a poetic way. And if you want to start.
Yeah, I tried to. I'm not really a poet, but you know, this definitely meant a lot to me, and just being part of B-Tech community was definitely special to me. So, I see societies denying the role in these young minds' lives, silently trying to persuade the whole beehive. But I take the time to walk down the street to B-Tech, even if it means I eat less or get there sleepless. I don't need the riches, I seek fulfillment. My senses are with the soulful students. I let them know I'll never forget the struggle. I'll remember the trouble when my frustrations would bubble. How hard it was for my teacher's words to take hold when a friend had met his end and lay cold. Our paths cross in walled concrete to harness creativity, explicitly expressing within our activity, while superpower entities battle for war supremacy. Internal disparity, the American dream is such a rarity. I can't let it get the best of me, because I see potential in their eyes. Any one of you could touch the sky. Come on, B-Tech, show your intelligence and make my life a little more relevant.
I am this dark, beautiful place on Derby and MLK. Outside, I'm smiling. On the inside, I grin. 304 students, but only 48 attend. A recycling bin that is stigmatized. In these dungeons, there are beautiful creatures. On this basketball court, there aren't even bleachers, no mascots or cheerleaders. I sit, ready to burn. I'm just society's germ. With me here, there's nothing to earn. The only thing you have is to give, which are these beautiful kids, which you get rid, release, with no deals or bargains, just capiche. So when I decease, spread my ashes around the impoverished city streets, and never speak of me again, and never let them reconstruct a place where you love, shun, and hate, and admire so much.
It doesn't start right now. It's already started for us. Since we were born at that, I mean, some of us, we started even before we were born, we already had plans. We already were made assumptions on.
People see us as the kids who didn't want to succeed. And I don't care what no one says, but what doesn't get looked at is what we go through every day in our day-to-day life that made us make the decisions that we make. People roll by like, look at that school in the hood, like what are they doing? And I'm not gonna lie, because before I went there, that's what I thought. Like, look at them, they just dumb, just sitting there at the liquor store in the corner, like doing nothing with their lives. But coming to B-Tech, as much as it gets downlooked, we are trying to do something with our lives. People see that we're at the liquor store, but they don't see that there's nowhere else for us to eat.
Rise and B-Tech, they should both like take advantage of what they've got like in front of them.
There's this great interest now in B-Tech as a space. So the thing that I try to do is draw on that energy.
What is not at B-Tech that UC Berkeley has in terms of facilities?
Be in the community, be with people, have a relationship.
So how do we build a legacy? There can be, and there should be, curriculum embedded in the partnership between the two.
Build this sort of institutional capacity, a real collaboration in that way.
Don't you know, they're talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper. Don't you know, they're talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper. While they're standing in the welfare lines, crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation, wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for a promotion. Don't you know, talking about a revolution. It sounds like a whisper. Poor people gonna rise up and get their share. Poor people gonna rise up and take what's theirs. Don't you know you better run, 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 run. crying at the doorsteps of those armies of salvation. Wasting time in the unemployment lines, sitting around waiting for